Hey YouTube, Gundam here. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Yeah, what the heck did I do? Well, I worked on this thing. Now, how did I work on it? Well, what additions have I made? Well, I added the forward section there. I added those 3 units there. I have added, although you can't see the front one very well, I have added those 3 bits that stick out there. I have begun work on that which sticks out there. It's supposed to be on all 3 areas. This is supposed to extend a bit and connect, which I've begun work on. I have made some progress on the side here to show what is. There's actually a lot on this side. There's quite a bit on top and bottom, by the way. This side over here is relatively simple, and I believe it is done. The bottom, top, and that side, not so much. Now, what about this thing? Besides, I've done some work in the back. What is this thing? Well, if you notice, this has a yellow bar that goes all the way around it. Right there. What the heck? Oop. Get lost. Okay. There we go. This yellow bar is to show the location of this yellow bar, which is the actual size of this ship, or close to it. This is a little off. First off, this is supposed to be a little taller, but I had not done the calculation when I started connecting it over there. This is supposed to be the actual size of the ship. That's what this is. The yellow bar is where it is supposed to be, so you know where, which is why this is sticking out here, because I included this. And why is it double wide? Well, if you notice, this is 1 wide, and this is supposed to be twice the size, so double! Duh. So, what have I done on this side? Nothing. I've added that there, that, which I might turn some windows on there. Yeah, on this side, I have added that, which is nice. There's supposed to be another one of those here, and another one up there. There's supposed to be a lot over there, actually, and a lot of stuff sticking out to have a lot of looks over here. The outside of this ship is about 60 to 70% complete. Okay, only 60 to 70%, not more. For those who think I'm more. Only 60 to 70% for the external only. External only 60 to 70%. Now, one thing I have done is the engines. Yeah. I've gotten some work done on the engines. In fact, they're done. The engines are in. Now, the stuff that goes around it with decoration, not so much. But the engines are in. Those are Sage engines there. These not so much. Those are Titan engines. The original one. Check the Steam Workshop. The link in the video description. Now, why are these different color? Well, because this is supposed to be 1 block down. That's if it's full scale. There is no half block in this game, so I simply changed the color. Now, what work have I done on the inside? Well, this is how you get into the ship. Right here, through this little hole. This is what I've done on the inside. We'll start from the front. First off, gravity generators. There are now 5, count them, 5 gravity generators in this game. I mean, not in the game, in the ship. I have added walls separating out what's in these. The front and the back are equal to this. Lots of cargo containers, the large ones, lots of large reactors, and lots of gyroscopes. I've also added a few more gyroscopes in there as well. In here you've already seen, but we'll take another look. Azimuth thrusters, some thrusters, and more thrusters. These azimuth thrusters are half size. This is the middle section. I've added a couple more thrusters. I recommend playing this with indestructible on. No gyros in this room, but there is a gravity generator. Now we head through here, and we've already seen this. So then we go through the next one. It's a copy of the other room, including the gyros. So, for the inside, we'll follow that in a minute. This is the engine that is sitting off to the side. And then we get the back. Here's this other engine sitting off to the side. You can access the back through here if you would like. This is next to the Titan engines. And yes, you see where that is there and that is there. Now, I was having a problem with slowing it down, as each one of these, that one there, that one there, that one there, and those two have the only reverse thrust for this thing. I was having a problem slowing it down. Oh, I forgot, there's that other one up front as well. There are no reverse thrust engines there. There only was 12 for each of those times 6, so 72 single thrusters. And they have to deal with 6, 7, 8, 9 Sage engines and 4 Titan engines. I took care of that by adding in 4 Titan engines for reverse thrust. Yeah. By the way, I've added in, because they have connectors in the back, I have added in conveyors, and you can go in between them for these. These are the primary ones for forward thrust, not reverse. This is to stop the ship. Yeah. That's ridiculous. This leads to one of those sections. Now, what else have I done on the inside? Well, besides adding these walls with gaps so I can get in and out quickly, I have added in a representation of the cargo units. Right here. This is a representation of how the cargo layout should be. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cargo units this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 this way. So 9 by 11. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. 9 by 11 by 5. Do that math. That's a lot. And you see the conveyor network between them. They go up there, and they would go up and around again on the back end. It's just there isn't anything over there. I have, thank you, Mr. Computer. I just hit G. Why'd I do that? I forgot to show a representation. No, my game. Okay. There it is. It's just me, okay? Bear with me. I apologize. This is not on the Steam Workshop, okay? I've already put this on the Steam Workshop, but I forgot that. But then again, this is just a representation. I am already having significant lag issues, and I have a pretty good computer. By the way, the size, I had to reduce the size of this. Whoops. I was a little bit off. So it lines up quite well there. So if we go here, 555 meters, not including the rest of the antenna. So the beacon's in the middle of the antenna. It's 555 meters long. Remember, folks, this is 1/2 scale. That yellow bar represents full scale. So it's supposed to be how long? Twice that. And I can't remember if that's 100% accurate, so I don't think it is. This is the best I can do with what I had. And I'm too far in, I'm not going back. Meh. So, I have put the cockpit here on the back. Why? Because in EVE Online, you look at the ship from the back. It looks like this, which I think is awesome. So, what do we have? Well, there are 678 gyroscopes, 837 thrusters, over 13.8 gigawatts of power, and without a single heavy armor block. And bear in mind, the external is at most 70% complete. It is not done. It already weighs in excess of 34 million kilograms. And this is the external at 70%. I still have the rest of the internal to do. Yeah. I don't think so. Now, I wanted to check something. For those who do not know how to get a ship, by the way, yeah, it's Crucible there. For those who do not know how to get a ship and play a ship in the game, how to copy paste and all that. For those who do not know, go to the video description. This is for Steam Space Engineers, by the way. Go to the video description, click on the link. It'll take you to the Steam Workshop page. Click subscribe. That is how you download. Click subscribe. Then you will see in the information panel there is a list of mods. You are going to want to click and subscribe to every single one of those, or else it could fall apart. Okay? So you're going to want to subscribe to all of them, and you're going to want to subscribe to this. That's how you download. For those who don't know Steam, hit subscribe to download. Now, what about how to get it in the game? Hit F10. It brings up the blueprint menu. Give it a minute to load, by the way. I've got many blueprints. Find the ship you are looking for. EvE, Charon, work in progress. Click it. Then hit OK. When you hit OK, there will be a lag spike. That will bring it up. I'm going to use the Bulldog here instead because it doesn't create as much lag. It still creates a little. Then hold Control, hit C, or not C, excuse me, V. V for Victor. And this comes up. This shows the ship. Now, when this is green, you can place it. However, if it is red, you see those outlines are red, you cannot place it. When they are green, you can. When they are red, you cannot. Holding Control, hitting V to bring this up will cause some lag for something that size. Left click to place. Warning, when you left click to paste, it causes an enormous amount of lag. So there are 3 lag spikes. When you hit OK, when you hold Control V, and when you left click. All will cause lag spikes. Now, I have been asked by a Mr. B Monster from Steam. He asked me in YouTube, I'm just going to call him Eric B. Eric, you asked me to build the Oracle, which is a glass cannon Amar cruiser. Well, that's not a bad idea, except for I'm still working on this thing, and that I don't know the size of that. I remember the size of this being over a kilometer. Although I don't have confirmation on the size because I haven't been on my EvE account in like 3 years. I forget. I haven't played. Although I have like 5 of these things and a Rhea and a couple Phoenix, Rorqual, Chimera, Naglfar. I think I have a Nidhogger. And I have the Caldari Titan scaled to level 2, I believe. Yeah. Just saying, I have a lot of stuff, and I haven't played for a while. I do not have a Titan. I have several capital ships, and like 3 or 4 of these, including the jump freighter variation. Which reminds me, I'm probably going to put a jump drive in here. Remember, 70% at most for the external, and the internal not even close. Especially if I decide to make this a living ship that, you know, has the ability to actually have a crew. Instead of just a little bit of crew there, a little bit of crew there, a little bit of crew there, and you're done. No, 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 no. If I want to actually put in the rest of it, which, by the way, once I throw in all of these, I'll have a lot more room. I got a lot of work to do in order to get this thing done just for the external, because the other bit was easy. This is not so much. Now, there are limitations in this game, by the way. There are limitations. One of the limitations, if you come back here, these are supposed to finish their curve much closer to the end, around there. That's where they're supposed to finish the curve. However, there is no curve block in the game that can do that. And using the ramp blocks and these blocks, yeah. However, I noticed there's a 3x1. I could have tried that. I wasn't thinking about that at the time. I could do that, but I have to pull it back and redo the whole thing. Yeah. No. I don't want to do that, and I think that would cause it to be too low. That would be great for the full scale unit, but remember, this is not full scale. This is half scale. I've got a lot of work to do to get this done, and I don't have any more time today. I'll have time over the next few days. I'll try to finish it then. Eric, you want me to build an oracle? Get me the height, and I'll try to. I'm only using Google Images for this. I'm gonna only be using Google Images if I decide to do that. I do not know if I will. By the way, because this thing's sticking out all the way over here, it's gonna be a pain. Recommendation when you get into game, delete this. One way you can do that, if you come over here. By the way, I highly recommend turning on indestructible blocks. I highly recommend it. If you come over here and remove the blocks that are connected to this and the blocks that are connected to this, that will be free floating. There will be two segments, the one in between and the main piece. You can then fly out of it using the ship. Be cautious that you don't delete part of the ship, but yeah, you can get rid of that, no problem. It's not going to be easy. So, yeah, enjoy, and I'll consider putting in an oracle after I finish this, but I'm not going to have that be 1-to-1 scale. The oracle he's talking about is not too dissimilar from this. Now, before I forget, somebody has put in a Titan. He's simply calling it the Titan. I'm going to compare. I'll be right back. Okay, I have this guy's Titan in. First off, it looks nice. He uses all heavy armor blocks. Now, there are some blocks he has in this in a different mod that I don't have. Let's take a look at the stats. 94 million kilos. No gyros. I imagine that was part of the mods. 94 million kilos. However, he's using only heavy armor blocks. The entire hull is heavy armor. It's supposed to be a warship. Now, for the size, well, height-wise, it's actually quite comparable. If you check on the height, it is, I believe, let me double check here. Check. If I were to grab the lowest point here, $23. Alright, 23. Now for the highest point here. By the way, it goes higher, just an FYI. Just saying. 20. Okay, but this is incomplete. There's some stuff on the bottom, which will make it go down lower, and some stuff on the top. So, this is smaller. Now, length, well, yes, it does stick out. The main body of the Charon, the main body, it does go a little beyond. But remember, there are these bits here. Now, if you include this as the main body, it's practically equal. Alright. So, there's that. And then we come to the other side. Just go to Steam Workshop and type in Titan. And it's one of the first ones. Okay. Okay, well, it sticks out to less than here, so if we put it back to be not the next, it would still go to here, which means I still have all of these, which is more than just these engines, by the way. Wow. Well, there's something. That's a lot of Titan engines. I have 8 total. He has 12 just for this way. And a lot of other engines. That looks pretty nice. I think he started with the engines. That's a ton of engines. Now, kind of hollow. I imagine there are supposed to be a lot of things in here that are not. Oh, hey, he has wedge reactors. Cool. That's funny, he has reactors there, and what? That's weird, but okay. So, yeah, this isn't bad, and there are thrusters all over the place. I see them. I don't even want to know what's supposed to be on the other end. I suppose that means it's not asymmetrical. That's okay. And there's, from what I saw of the picture, there's supposed to be a few other things. I don't even want to know what those are supposed to be for. Well, maybe missiles. Nice looking ship, by the way, but in order to get any sort of detail, the scale has to be enormous. Yeah. Now, enormous as this is a Titan, according to that guy who built it, and it's still smaller than this, lengthwise and height-wise. It's, well, height-wise, remember, this is incomplete. It's got more for the top and a lot on the bottom still. Height, it'll be about 7, 8, 9 blocks shorter. Length, it's, well, you have the entire neck and pretty much an entire Titan engine. So the neck plus a Titan engine would mean it'll stick a little bit more than there. That's what, 25, 35 blocks length. And then there's width. Look at the width. What is that, twice? And there's some more that's supposed to stick out. I don't know if they stick out more. I've got to still check. So it's twice the width. A little bit better on length and height. I win. But that is a Titan, okay? This guy's calling it a Titan. EvE Online has enormous ships. And remember, this yellow bar here is supposed to be a 1-to-1 scale, or maybe it's a little bit off, but it's pretty close to 1-to-1 scale for this monster. Somebody does have one of these in the game, StarMade. I do not know if it's 1-to-1 scale or what. I have been using that to assist me in construction, but I stopped playing with it. So, shout out to Eric B, and everybody enjoy. Yeah, you're gonna have to come back here, but I like the view. You can see the ship. Whee! It's got some pretty decent stopping power now, and because of all the additional thrusters I've added, it only uses 46%. I mean, not thrusters, reactors. It only uses 46% when you're at full. Most of the power is going to those Titan engines, by the way. That's where the majority of the power is going. I think they use about 8% of my reactor power every time you turn them on. Maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they are more, actually, because reverse, I don't have much. I have over 13 gigawatts of reactor power, by the way, and I'm not sure that's going to be enough, because I might need more thrusters. I have a lot of work to do. So, enjoy. Please leave comments in the video. Please leave comments in the Steam Workshop. Tell me what you think, and if you want me to work on something else, I can, but I'm going to finish this first. Take care.